Hey guys, my name is Elle and welcome to my channel. Thomas Burberry invented the fabric called gabardine, which is used in most trench coats. Initially, it was meant to protect soldiers on the battlefield from rain or other weather conditions, but after the war, the trench coat went mainstream and eventually became a classic. Burberry trench coats were expensive, affordable just for a well-do, but there were other cheaper versions available on the retail market. During the World War II, the coat began to shed its overall military purpose in the 1940s as it began to be romanticized by Hollywood. By replacing the image of an officer with a journalist or sensual female, the trench coat began to be worn in a lot of known movies, such as Breakfast at Tiffany's, where it was worn by Audrey Hepburn. The trench became thus a synonym for intrepid men and smart women. Christian Dior invented both the pencil skirt and the A-line skirt. He debuted the A-line skirt as part of his World War II New Look collection in the early 1950s. In 1954, he debuted the pencil skirt, which was then called the Age line, as the skirt was intended to form a parallel to the lines of the floor. The pencil skirt became a favorite item in the 1950s and early 1960s. After the release of the Dior classic in 1940, celebrities all around the world just fell in love with his creations. It could be luxuriously smart, as seen in tones of lime green as worn by Grace Kelly in Rear Window, or it could be chic in black as worn by Audrey Hepburn. The pencil skirt also became to be a very practical outfit in the 1950s and early 1960s, a smart working uniform for women, especially with a little pleat in the back to help with the motion. During the 90s, the pencil skirt faded a little, but it came back at the beginning of the 2000s, and it was a favorite item once again. It's a piece of clothing that is still a crucial part of the office wardrobe of many women today. Sensual or serious, undone or polished, beloved or rebuked, worn by everyone from teenage girls in the 1950s determined to defy their parents, to modern-day drag queens. It's clear the pencil skirt isn't a straightforward piece. Coco Chanel is an innovator in the fashion industry in more ways than one. She invented in 1920s the signature suit, which she often styled with a short cropped haircut. The Chanel suit, as we came to know it nowadays, included rather masculine lines for that times. The famous Chanel suit has a military-inspired jacket, pad pockets, and buttons that resemble jewelry. It was widely criticized back then, and this is the reason why it re-debuted in 1954 when it became a massive hit. The Chanel suit became so internationally famous that it still remains to this date a classic. In the same year, Coco Chanel also introduced the little black dress to fashion. It was introduced as an affordable and easy-to-wear outfit, which nowadays is worn all around the world. Nevertheless, in 1955, at the age of 70, Coco Chanel released her first quilted Chanel flap bag, also known as a 2.55 bag. It was called a 2.55 bag because it was released on the date of February 1955. It is Chanel's most famous product and one of the most iconic fashion pieces throughout the entire fashion history and industry. Most people consider it one of the most important accessories created in fashion. Chanel's flap bag is probably most notable for being one of the first shoulder bags designed not only by Coco Chanel herself, but one of the first shoulder bags designed for women ever. Before then, women only used to carry handbags. Not only has Coco Chanel proven to stand the test of time and become one of the ultimate classic, but so has the brand itself. Along the way, many reiterations of the brand have appeared on high-end market or mass market. However, it is clear that the items and designs of Coco Chanel will always be considered a classic in the fashion industry and a must-have item for many women. One of the more unknown designers, but very influential in their era, was Elsa Schiaparelli. Elsa Schiaparelli, during the roaring 20s and glamorous 30s fashion, she was considered the queen of women's fashion. She became famous for her absurd, surreal clothing. Collaboration with artists involved two main personalities of the avant-garde, with which Elsa Schiaparelli was particularly close, such as the painter Salvador Dali. Together with his friend Dali, Elsa designed some of her most extravagant and eccentric creations, such as the lobster dress, the shoe hat, and the skeleton dress. She is a pioneer in many ways as well. She introduced the possibility to buy clothes off rack when all that there was available was made to order fashion. She invented the wrap dress, the skirt trousers. She invented shocking pink, and she was the first to include zippers in her creations. Actually, zippers became a key element in Schiaparelli's designs, and in many unconventional ways, such as necklines or across skirts or dresses. 1954, the stylist declared bankruptcy and retired from the fashion world. In the same year, her great rival Coco Chanel returned to the market and created the immense success that she still has. The good news is that more than 50 years after, the CEO of the Italian brand company Tod's purchased Elsa Schiaparelli in 2007. With an attempt to bring the company back to its former glory, Schiaparelli House makes haute couture, custom dresses for celebrities and demanding customers. Moving on, we will focus on the creations of designer Mugler. His design occupied the space between fashion and myth, and as his characteristic style incorporates sexual fetishism. At the heart of it all was Mugler's love of the corset, the long, vilified garment that signified repression. However, Mugler's designs did not oppress. Perhaps, paradoxically, they were symbols of power, of control, and strength. In 1989, he met corset maker Mr. Pearl, and together incorporated metal vinyl for latex to restore the corset to its rightful space. By amplifying the bosom, nipping the waist, and flaring the hips, Mugler embraced the drama of an hourglass figure that had long since been abandoned by a market that catered to the comfort of the casual chic. If you have enjoyed today's video, please do not forget to subscribe, hit the like button, ring the bell, and stay close for many more videos to come.